Damn George Zimmerman. Still in the news, suing the parents of the child that he killed. Well, a judge has now tossed that lawsuit out. Let me give you some background to what this killer has now done. A Florida judge has tossed out the $100 million lawsuit against the parents of Trayvon Martin and others filed by George Zimmerman. Let me give you some background to remind you of the coverage of this young man and his untimely death.
In the moments before he was shot dead, Trayvon Martin knew he was being followed. He was running scared, and that the man chasing him, neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman, muttered something under his breath, which many people believe was a racial slur. Muttered by George Zimmerman to a police dispatcher just seconds before he shot Martin. It comes just before this exchange.
Are you following him? Yeah. Okay, we don't need you to do that.
ABC News has also learned they missed this.
What you following me from in the neck? I'm gonna say what you doing around here. Somebody push Trayvon because the hashtag is down.
The chilling words of Martin's 16-year-old girlfriend, who phone logs show was on the phone with him in the seconds before his death.
Do you think he's yelling help? Yes. What is your...
In this reenactment from last March, George Zimmerman argues the 14 screams were his. Proof, he says, that he fired that single shot at the 17-year-old in self-defense. But Martin's family and prosecutors say the call proves Martin was crying for help before he was killed.
So sad. Let's put up a picture of this killer, George Zimmerman. The chief allegation in the lawsuit was the attorney helped to swap out reluctant witnesses, Brittany Diamond Eugene for her half-sister Rachel Jantel, and help prepare her to deliver false testimony. So that's what Zimmerman is claiming in the lawsuit. The suit accuses Trayvon's parents, prosecutors, and state authorities of going along with the alleged deceit. All right, let me show you a picture of the parents. Sabrina Fulton, Tracy Martin reacting to the charges against Zimmerman. This was taken April 11, 2012. That's how long it's been. April 11, 2012. This killer is still messing with this family. As reported by CBS Miami, a Florida judge has dismissed this defamation and conspiracy lawsuit former neighborhood watch volunteer George Zimmerman had filed against the parents of Trayvon Martin, the teen he fatally shot almost a decade ago in a case that drew international attention about race and gun violence in the country. Judge John Cooper in Tallahassee dismissed all counts against all defendants in the lawsuit, which by the way included Benjamin Crump, who represented the family and others. In his order, the judge wrote that Zimmerman had failed to show any fraudulent representation and said any further arguments in the case would be futile. There can be no claim for conspiracy to defraud if there is no adequately stated claim for fraud, Cooper wrote in the order filed more than 2 weeks ago. All right. Now, obviously, when this happened, many of us looked at it and we said, there's a kid with Skittles. He's not a danger to anyone. Zimmerman is obviously guilty. That's not what happened here, right? The system worked in favor of Zimmerman. I will never forget watching this killer go free. And my daughter is watching the news with me at home. And my daughter looked at me and said, "Daddy, I do not understand. He said he did it. He's not going to jail." And that's when I had to have that conversation with my baby girl. Sister, what's your thoughts here?
This is a hard one. I think this one still hits home. I feel like, first of all, we should have took care of Zimmerman a long time ago when we could have. But this is why we need to understand the law and know how the laws work, and we need to know our rights. also need to make sure we're showing up for jury duty and that we're voting for our local judges who sit on our county benches. Because when we do that, we take the power from the other side. I'm confused as to who even filed this lawsuit for him. I'm wondering if he went pro per because it sounds extremely frivolous.
Right.
And it's ridiculous to even continue to try to put this family through all this pain. And you caused all this chaos years ago. But hopefully moving forward, this is a lesson. We need to stay on top of our laws and we need to stay on top of being inside the court.
Yeah, very well said. And that's why we need people like you in the legal profession.